Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. Today's exciting episode is a sewing vlog. I did some more beading on the vintage knit style jacket. I catch you up on the other episodes I've been trying to make, and we look at some fabrics that I'm finally going to make some jackets from. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket. Oh my gosh, so my grand plan for this month was to do fashion documentaries and do like movie commentaries for them. I did the September issue, which is about Anna Wintour and the American Vogue. They just it's through the whole process of making the September issue, which is their biggest issue. And I finished that episode and I uploaded it and it got a copyright note, so I was like, oh okay, I'll take it down and I'll try and redo it. And yes, I still got all this junk on my side bench. And so then I did the advanced style one, and that wasn't working either. So then in desperation I did this other one, which was it's like a movie commentary, but just of an episode of a period drama TV show where it's called Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, and there's some fabulous coats in that. So I got out all my coat patterns and I sort of went through them. And that was supposed to be the episode you were just going to see. But as I uploaded that one with plenty of time, and it got a copyright strike as well. So what that means is you can't make it go live. You have to change things before YouTube will allow you to put the video up. And I already have problems with, I think the voice recognition on YouTube sort of has a little bit of problem with my accent. So I already have a certain level of frustration sometimes, but these copyright notes have been really, really frustrating me. So I have been trying to do something other than just sewing episodes, and that's why for the past few months I've been a little bit late with some of my episodes sometimes, because I've had to rush in another episode when I've had problems with the one that I was making. So yes, that is why this episode is late. Long story short, that is why this episode is late, and I think I'm just going to give up on those movie commentary ones for the time being, because you have to know which movie studios or which production companies are particularly litigious, and generally speaking I do have a good idea, but I guess it changes, and so you just don't know until you've done a commentary whether it's going to get struck or not. And once it is, then you have to go back and do loads more work, and it just takes so much time. And basically I'm just using my sewing time to do YouTube videos as well as sewing. So I've decided to just temporarily give up on non-sewing videos, and we'll focus on the sewing and beading ones. So this is me just showing you that I've been working on the vintage knit jacket, and as you can see at the top, it doesn't have its pink beads on there yet. So there's they're actually a sort of musky pink bead, but they look quite bright compared to the other ones. And this is me showing you the round beige beads. And up close, the round beige beads and the flat oval ones do look quite different. But when you step back, they actually look quite like they blend in quite well. So I was really worried that I would have to unpick some of those flat oval faceted ones and to even out the whole look. But I've just sort of gone with what's there. And I even have a couple of the oval ones left over. So, and so this is me just showing you all the beads. So I've got enough beads to do the rest. So I've done most of the front. There's just a tiny bit at the top of the front. Most of one sleeve. This sleeve here, I've done the large beads, but I still haven't done the small beads, like the little seed beads. So I'm getting there with this jacket. It's just taken such an incredible amount of time. I did an episode at the start of February, so I worked on it for about a week at the start of February. Then last month I did a little bit of work on it, sort of chipped away at it. And of course I made the actual jacket in December. And now it's April and I still haven't finished it. I am so determined to finish this by the end of the month. And oh yeah, so I do have, I think, 3 rows of green ones left to go. So I had to count out the actual beads, like the little jelly bean ones and the round faceted ones. I sort of divided them between the 2 sleeves. So I've used up half of them. I used half of them on one sleeve and now I just have to do the other half on the other sleeve. But oh my goodness, I literally had to count out each bead, because if you knew, I'm just trying to use up all my bead collection, because I just had for years and years, wherever I traveled, I would just go to a specialty bead store in whatever city I was in and buy some beads or some ribbons and some thread. And I ended up with just boxes and boxes, like 11 boxes of beads. And these were not small boxes. So yeah, I'm trying to use up my bead collection before I buy any more. Every now and again, I do slip up and buy some more beads. But for the most part, I feel like I've been pretty good about it. So anyway, that's me chipping away at my bead collection, trying to use them up. But I'm also, next month is Me Made May, and you sort of you get out everything you've made and you sort of make entire outfits out of stuff that you've made. So I've got loads of sort of summery dresses, spring summery dresses, but I want little spring summer jackets like this one, just this blue one here, to go over the top of them. And sort of, yeah, so I'm just working out what colors I need. So I know what dresses I have. I've got like a gazillion dresses, and I'm going to make jackets that will go well with them or mix and match well with them. So yeah, I've got out all these, and I'm also trying to do a 30-yard challenge this month. And I think I just need to dial it back. I think I'm trying to do too much. But I don't know. Just when world events are so epic, I like my workaholicness gets kicked into an even higher mode, I think. And I just feel like I'm actually achieving something if there's a tangible outcome. Because as a writer, you just work on the same projects for years and years on end, and you make these minuscule changes or sometimes massive changes, but it's all like, at the end of the day, you just save you just save a file and that's it. So actually making things it's good because you feel like you've got a tangible product. My other thing is like baking, or I used to garden, but where I live now, I don't actually have a garden, which sucks. I used to make my own organic compost, I don't know, I guess it's the same as sewing, you take stuff and then you mix them together. And I guess making compost is kind of the same as using all your leftover bits of fabric to make a patchwork dress or something like that, or a patchwork jacket. I might make some patchwork jackets as well, but I think I'll just use up big slabs of fabric first I think I'm going to make 15 double-sided little bolero jackets, because they take about a yard each side. And if you make 15, that's 30 yards of fabric. And then once I've done all them, then this is me just seeing if these 2 fabrics look good together. Once I've done all them, I'll use all the leftover fabrics to make some layer cake dresses. I was thinking about using some of this for a jacket, but no, I think I'll use the whole piece to make a dress. It sort of looks like the side of a mountain and trees from far away. It's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, so I also want to make a few of those sample bolero, like wearable mock-ups for those other vintage bolero jackets. But I also really, really want to make a few more tweed jackets. I think I'll have time to make 1 or 2 tweed jackets this month. And I think I really want to do one of the black and white ones. But this one also, I'm going to make an episode on this. And yeah, I've got a Chanel tweed that I made up into a jacket with similar colours to this one. So I think I'll do an episode just about why I love this colour combination so much. That was a Linton tweed, and this one I bought from Etsy. I do not this one is from New York. I do not recommend buying from Etsy. I had so much trouble getting them like delivered. But Linton Tweeds in the UK and Mood Fabrics in New York City both deliver. I'm not sponsored, but I always get asked about tweeds. So those are the two places I would go to for good quality and reasonable prices. Not cheap, but really good value for what you get. So yeah, I'm a little bit calmer now. I was so frustrated that all these episodes keep not working for me. But yeah, I just feel like if I had a list of rules, I could absolutely follow the rules. But it's a little bit too opaque for me, and I find it so frustrating. I just want to know everything and then I can work with whatever it is. I can work with it, but it's really difficult not knowing. But anyway, and this is me. I really love the way this the blue Italian tweed jacket worked out, and with the horizontal layers of beads around it, and I was like, what else can I do that to? So this one here, I love the way it looks and the triangle looks on that one, and I think the triangle on the other one doesn't look as effective because of the collar and cuff beading. So I was thinking maybe I'll take off the beading that it has on there at the moment, and I'll do beading like the blue Italian one. But I don't know. I mean, I do like the collar and cuffs beading, but I guess the placement of the triangle on the back is just a bit awkward for me. So I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it for the moment and I'll actually finish the vintage knits one. And yeah, I just love the way the vintage knit one is coming along, I guess. And I want to do some more really intricate beading. But also intricate beading is super frustrating. So once I make these ones up into a jacket, they've got lines across them, which is basically all you need to do the vintage knit style intricate beading. So maybe or I could just do a handbag, and because handbags are relatively tiny, so they wouldn't take a million years. So maybe I'll do that. And I also have just like the smallest handful of, see the hot pink jacket? I've got, just like a handful of the flower-shaped beads in hot pink and red. So I'd have enough to do one side of a handbag, and then the other side I could use sort of a matching fabric or beads on. I could do just plain round beads on one side and then floral on the other side maybe. I've got a bamboo, it's plastic, but it looks like bamboo handle for a bag. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. And I've still got a little bit, this is me looking at the rack. I've got a few flowers that need to be added to this, and because when you make a floral jacket, the sleeves are just too narrow. You can't stitch on the flowers, so you have to leave the back seam open. And so I have to stitch up the back seam, and then I have to put a couple of flowers over where the seam was basically, and then that jacket is done. It's ready to be it's ready to have its silk lining made. Oh my god, I've got like at least a dozen jackets that don't have their silk lining yet, because I used to make the whole of the outer jacket and the whole of the lining and then sew them together and then do the beading, sort of put your hand up in between the lining and the outer jacket and do the beading that way. But it's so frustrating. So then in November or December last year, I was just like, no, that's it. I'm just going to make the outer jacket, do the beading, and then I will make the silk lining. Upon reflection, I probably should have, as I was making the outer jacket, I should have also made the entire silk lining and just kept it with the jacket, done the beading, and then hand stitched in the silk lining. But I don't know, it's kind of a little bit lazy. So now I've got these outer jackets that are finished and I have to go back and remember, because with each different collar, I tend to do the neckline slightly differently. So some of them are like millimeters different than the other one. So it's going to be a nightmare to work out what the actual measurements are for each neckline. But yeah, I have to make the silk lining for a bunch of jackets as well at some point. So that is it for this sewing vlog. Not much of an update. I still haven't done anything. No, I did do some beading, but oh my goodness, it just, when you work on something intricate for too long, like too many beading or sewing sessions in a row, it feels like you're not getting anything done because like you still have almost exactly the same amount of beads as you did when you started, because I'm using hundreds and hundreds of beads, but they're just teeny tiny ones. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I sincerely hope that your sewing journey is less frustrating than mine currently is. No, I see the light at the end of the tunnel with this jacket. Almost done. Anyway, thanks again. Happy sewing.